My weekly drawings were just taking too much of the time I wanted for my bigger pieces, and so I moved on to sketches. I'm starting a new series. Monthly updates, as you probably have guessed from the title, is where I just give you a rough overview of how the art has been going in my life. Makes it sound like it's some sort of strange entity. One of the struggles I face as an artist doing YouTube videos is just not being able to make all of the content I make into videos. It's just, there's just so much potential out there. There's so many different things I could do with all of the different things I'm doing, and I just don't have the time or the footage space to really do that. So I am just doing this instead. It will give you guys a sneak peek into some of my future videos. So stay tuned. But enough of that intro, let's just get into it. The start of August was very, very devoid of art. I had just finished Jillustrations, so I was really exhausted. So as excited as I was to move on to the next step in my art, I just couldn't even think about doing it hardly. And there was also another bit of a little problem going on, but we'll get into that later. The first thing I really did in my art was change my direction in my weekly drawings. As you may recall, my very last regular drawing of the week was this one. And when I did this, as you will know if you watched that video, I just felt like it was stopping me from going where I wanted. My weekly drawings were just taking too much of the time I wanted for my bigger pieces, and so I moved on to sketches. This was the very first one. There's several others. I won't show all of those to you. If you want to see them, follow me on my blog. I will be posting those eventually. Compared to what you just saw, this was incredibly short. But even though doing this had opened up a huge amount of time for me for doing my other artwork, the bigger stuff that I was so excited about doing, even after this, I felt a little lost. I just didn't know where to start still, and I had so many old projects that I just needed to finish, and I just didn't know which ones to do. In the end, I started working on this piece again, just doing more details on the bird. I had kind of stopped doing it for a while because I just felt so uninterested in it. I've been doing so many of these ink and colored pencil pieces that I was kind of just getting tired of the whole ink thing, and so I ended up going a bit in a different direction than my other ones and adding more colored pencil. And this is when I discovered this amazing thing called texture. Before I avoided this so much, but looking at this now, I just love it so much. I love all this little texture. I love how if you look at it from far away, you don't even really notice at all. But if you look at it up close, it's like, wow, look at that. It's not realistic, but I love it. Because I've kind of been feeling tired of just doing realism, and that's the only thing going in my art. So, really happy with how that turned out. And then I did something exceptionally new. This acrylic pouring painting. It is not done, by the way. As this is also not done, as I don't know if you could tell, but I am planning on putting realism on top of this, but yeah, look at that. I've never done anything like this whatsoever, and you know what? I maybe enjoyed it a little more than I thought I would. But you'll probably be seeing a video on this in sometime in the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, who knows? Who knows when I'll ever get around to finishing any of these. No promises. You may not know. No, in fact, you don't know. But I am doing a commission
for my brother. More on that later. I'm probably, maybe, I don't really know, doing a video on this. But these are going to be the color sketches. I have to resketch this out. Painting these, coloring them, figuring out all these different things. It is so new to me. So many uncertainties. But yeah, I worked on this more. Need to work on it a lot more. And, yeah, so that kind of wraps up the art I did this month. I didn't do a ton. Honestly, this is not as much as I usually do. But I'm not disappointed.
I'm not really disappointed because I didn't expect a lot from this month. I knew that coming off of Jillustrations, I was going to be kind of dead, and I've been redirecting the direction of my art. So there's just so many new twists and turns, and so much indecision, and just so many projects because I don't know how to stop. So this is just a small section of the projects that I've actually started working on in various points, but I didn't work on any of those this month, so one of the hardest things about this month was just my scheduling. I had to reorganize everything so that I could fit a bunch of things in, just be a lot more organized, because that's something I'm quite terrible at. And one of the things that kind of ended up having a lot of time cut off of it was art. Which seems weird, since that's kind of the focus of what I'm doing with most of my time. But yeah, it's kind of been suffering a lot, and I'm trying to figure out ways where I can either like fit more of it in, or just do it in more during my free time. So that definitely got in the way of things a lot, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to figure a way to work around that, because it's kind of hard to make content that's specifically directed at your art when you're not making a lot of it all of a sudden. So maybe September will be better, but probably not. And that brings us to September, which I am so looking forward to. So I'm going to be gone for probably most of October. So September is kind of looking like a crazy month right now. I'm probably going to have to do twice the amount of videos I would regularly make, so that I have videos for October when I'm not going to really be able to do filming. But let's talk about August, because this is about August, right? We'll think about September later. I'll deal with it somehow. But was August a good month? I think overall it was. It was a very confusing month. It was not the most productive month. Definitely not. But I got a lot of thinking done. I sorted out various things, like my schedule, like where I'm going with my art. I made the step with my weekly drawing, which will help a lot with my other artwork. I tried new things. I'm working on those projects. So that's all good. I would say overall, August was about as good of a month as I could have expected. So yeah, that's the monthly update for August. Let me know, do you want to see more of this content? And also, how was your August? Are there any projects you're working on that you're really excited for? What's going on? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video, but only if you liked it. Bye.